So the Giants are 2-7, man. They took an L against the Commanders. The score would make it seem like it was a close game, but if you were watching that game, it didn't really feel close at any point yesterday, man. And the Giants, as you know, are not a good team in this league. They're not. As much as we wake up on an early Sunday morning, and sometimes we get the vibes that the Giants get it done, we get reminded the moment the game kicks off. Man, this team is just not a good team. Shout out to the Commanders. Shout out to Jaden Daniels, man. They got their rookie quarterback, and it seems like they got their franchise quarterback. And for the Giants, man, we're looking to see when that's going to be us, man. When will that be our turn? I did go live after the game yesterday, so shout out to everyone that was in the chat and the live stream. We spoke on the game, but we're here to unpack it a little bit as well and just talk about the state of this team right now, man. So yesterday's performance, the defense did not live up to par to their standards, and that ultimately got them beat, man. The offense showed little bit of life, and they put up the second most points that they put up all year, 22 points, which is sad to say in a league where some teams are putting up over 30 points a week, almost. The Giants defense yesterday didn't even register a sack, barely pressured Jaden Daniels, and this is a defense that was leading the league in sacks. Dexter Lawrence was leading the league with 9 sacks. I don't know if he still is at this point, but the defense just didn't show up. They didn't pressure Jaden Daniels. He was able to get what he wanted. And in the second half, they didn't score a touchdown, but you already know they were able to run all over us yesterday, man. Especially in the second half when we had to get a stop in certain drives. They were able to go down the field and settle for some field goals and really put this game, it felt like, out of reach. It's hard to expect this offense to put up a lot of points. They put up 22, and you could look at other things that made that score the way it was. I mean, when you think about the offensive pass interference call, which is completely bogus. Like, the Giants get called for that every game, but yet teams can run that on them every game, and they never get penalized. It's the craziest thing. I'm not going to sit here and argue with the refs, but it just happens to us every game. It's kind of ridiculous. Even moving past that, when you think about Brian Daboll going for 2, when they were down 14 points, man, is overall, like, there's just certain things that this team does that you realize, hey, the Giants just aren't a good team. They can't make mistakes and attempt to win this game. That's just not how this works. Teams that turn over the ball and can't get any turnovers are teams that are going to lose, and that's what the Giants are right now. Yeah, Daniel Jones had a solid game. He didn't play his worst game, but once again, it's all leading to losses anyways. I just hope there's nobody that's sitting here that still wants Daniel Jones to be their quarterback for the future, man. For the future. For the rest of the season, have at it. I don't really care. At this point, the Giants are sitting at 2-7 with Daniel Jones. It's not like he's been out for any of these games. It's not like he's hurt. It's not like any of those things. The best interest for the team is probably to throw out Daniel Jones and try to lose every game. That's pretty much what it is. And I'm a guy that, once again, I'm still rooting for my team to win every Sunday. But at this point, if we're going to lose to our divisional foes like this, we might as well go out and lose games. We might as well. I don't want to get swept in the NFC East and then beat some teams like the Panthers and the Browns. I really don't. I'm going to be honest. Because what does that add to this team? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Brian Daboll is obviously going to continue to get questioned the rest of the season. Joe Shane's moves is going to continue to get questioned the rest of the season. When you think about the guys that aren't able to make an impact, Jalen Hyatt is nothing. He doesn't add anything to this team. He's not being used. Jalen Hyatt was a third-round pick that we traded up for. Joe Shane, that looks worse every single week. Saquon Barkley and Xavier McKinney are balling out for their respective teams, and they were on this team last year, and you let them walk. And those are guys that are – I think we got to get close to where Saquon Barkley's probably putting up more touchdowns than our whole offense is. I think we're getting to that point. Daniel Jones hasn't lived up to the contract, and no matter what people say about how he performed today, if you're that type of quarterback, you go win a game like that, and we did not get it done. We did not get it done. That fumble, I understand our left tackle is not a starting left tackle in this league, and he probably should have put a body more on that guy. But other quarterbacks probably should sit there and take a sack. Probably take the sack and live to see another day. That play was also on first down. And instead, Daniel Jones is trying to force that ball. He ends up getting the ball hit out of his hand, and it's a fumble. If you take that sack, that's not on Daniel Jones. That's a blown assignment by the left tackle. And who knows what the rest of the drive could have been. We could have at least settled for 3 points. Instead, we turned the ball over because they fell on the fumble. And Jaden Daniels, sorry, too many Daniels in this game. Jaden Daniels leads a touchdown. And, man, there's just a lot of points you could look at where this team is just not good. And somebody talked about it yesterday. Somebody in the chat talked about it yesterday. Shout out to you. He was pretty much mentioning, hey, I think the Giants are one of the worst teams with a bunch of really good guys on their team. and he started listing guys like Dex, Aziz, Kayvon, even other players like Tyrone Tracy, Singletary, all these different things. And if you're a Giants fan, man, I think we all have to sit down at the table and just realize maybe we overhype guys more than they actually are. Maybe we do. I understand we watch this team religiously and we see these guys and we think they're the next big thing. But there's a big chance that, hey, these guys just are not that good. I think we all argue Dexter, Neighbors, all those type of guys are cream of the crop. But Bobby Okereke regressed mightily. Kayvon Thibodeau is definitely not what he should be at this point. Azeez Ojulari, Brian Burns, to go with no pressures in this game, yeah, Brian Burns, that ain't it, man. We traded for you and we're giving you a bag, and Brian Burns is not producing like we want him to. That's the big guy that we might be overhyping, man. Deontay Banks, once upon a time. Listen, Deontay Banks gave up 2 touchdowns to Terry McLaurin in the first half, and that second one was as bad as it's gonna get. On 18 seconds left in the first half, you let a guy get past you. I don't care what route he ran. I don't care anything. You can't let a guy get behind you in that moment. And here we are. They were up 21-7 at half, and you got to look at Deontay Banks and just realize he's not a cornerback one. He's not. I was very optimistic on him heading into his second year, and he's regressed mightily, and I also blame the coaches for that. I'm going to be honest. I know he was showing a lack of effort, but benching a guy, especially at the cornerback position, confidence is a big thing. Confidence is a really big thing when you're a corner in this league. I think his confidence is shot right now, and it's gonna be hard to dig out of it, man. I'm rooting for him overall, but right now he's not a CB1, and the team even benching him just shows like, hey, I mean, if that was your CB1, you're not benching him. I don't care what type of effort he shows, because clearly whatever they talked to him about did not work, and now here we are, a former first rounder that's looking like a bust. Really is. This team is not good. The coaches are not good. I said it all week. Brian Daboll, whether he stays or goes, it does not matter to me. It really doesn't. We're not winning games, y'all. Yes, I would have loved to see what he could be with drafting a quarterback, but overall, during his tenure, he won. Whether or not people believe he wants Daniel Jones or not, man, they rolled with it and they couldn't make it work at all. They couldn't make it work. Now, the team does still have 8 games left. 8 games left in the season. You're facing other teams that have really bad records just like you. The Giants are tied for the worst record in the NFL. They're going head-to-head with guys like the Panthers, guys like the Saints. Hey, the Titans won yesterday. So there's a couple teams that we really need to jump if we want a quarterback. If we want the Cam Wards of the world, the Shadur Sanders, and all those other quarterbacks, we're going to have to lose some more games. And once again, we go head-to-head with the Panthers next week in Germany. What will this team do? Will they go out and get the W? They can try to put their best foot forward and still lose. So we're going to see. We are going to see. I don't see this team losing out the rest of the season, so it's going to be tough for all the people that are part of the tank bandwagon. It's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. And when I say ugly, it's because this team might start winning games and they're going to be meaningless wins. So y'all let me know how you feel down in the chat, man. Overall, once again, 2-7 is a terrible feeling. And when we get swept by the Commanders, that's when you know, man, the Giants are just no good right now. Swept by the Commanders. I thought I would have never said it, man. Y'all let me know how you feel down in the chat, man. I got more videos coming through this week. Stay tuned on that. We got to start talking about college quarterbacks soon, y'all. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.